Welcome all. Today we are moving to our next new chapter, that is Morphology of Flowering Plants. Chapter 5, Morphology of Flowering Plants. Okay, so in our last chapter we discussed about what is flowering plants. Flowering plants are angiosperms. Flowering plants are called angiosperms. Okay, so flowering plants are called angiosperms. And what are called morphology? What is morphology? Morphology is the study of various external features of the organism. So morphology is the study of various external features of the organism. Okay, so external features of organism. The study of external features. External features. What are the external features? The external features may include root, stem, leaves, flower, fruit, finally seed. So these are the external features of a plant. What are they? Root, stem, leaves, flower, fruit, and finally seeds. So morphology of flowering plants. Morphology is the study of various external features of the organism. Organism means external features of the plants. Okay, here we are dealing with plants. So what are the external features? External features may include root, stem, leaves, flower, fruit, and seed. Okay, so today we are dealing with root. I think we may dealing with root. If time is there, we can discuss stem also. Okay, so what is root? What is root? The first external structure, that is root. Okay, so root. The root is the underground part of the plant. Root is the underground part of the plant. Root is the underground part of the plant, and it is originated from the radicle. So root is the underground part of the plant and develops from the elongation of radicle of embryo. So root is developed from the radicle of embryo. Okay. So if we are looking root, the first formed root is called primary root. The first formed root is called primary root. That is the root which is formed from the radicle. The root which is formed from the radicle is called primary root. For that primary root, there are several lateral roots will be formed. Okay, so primary root may have so many lateral roots. Such roots are called, we will call secondary roots or tertiary roots. Secondary roots or tertiary roots, etc. Tertiary roots, etc. Okay, so what are primary roots? Primary roots are the first formed roots. That is the root which is formed from the radicle of the embryo. That is called primary root, and these primary roots may bear several lateral roots. That roots are called secondary roots or tertiary roots. Okay, then there are three types of root system. So you understand the basics regarding root. So they are the underground part of the plant, that is called root, and it is formed from the elongation of radicle of embryo, and the first formed root is called primary root. That is the root which formed from the radicle. Then these primary roots bear several lateral roots that are called secondary roots or tertiary roots or etc. So these are the primary things regarding root. Now we can divide root into three systems. There are three types of root system. Three types. First one, taproot system. Taproot system. First one is taproot system. Second one is fibrous root system. I think you may be familiar with all these terms. Fibrous root system. Finally, adventitious root system. Adventitious root system. Okay, so what are they? Taproot system, fibrous root system and adventitious root system are the three types of root system. Okay, then first, what are taproot system? Taproot system is the root which is originated from the radicle. So, taproot is the root which is originated from radicle. Okay, that is the first formed root. So, taproot system is the root which are originated from the radicle. Majority of the dicot plants may have taproot system. Majority of the dicot plants have taproot system. Okay, some example: gram, pea, mango, mustard. Okay, example: gram, pea, mango, mustard, etc. All the dicot, almost all the dicot, mustards, etc. So, taproot system is that. So, taproot system is the root which is originated from the radicle. Most of the dicotyledon plants have taproot system. Example: gram, pea, mango, mustard. Then come to the fibrous root system. Fibrous root system is originated from the base of the stem. Fibrous is originated from the base of the stem, not from the radicle. Base of the stem. Okay, majority monocot plants bear fibrous root system. Monocot plants bear fibrous root system. So, examples: wheat, maize, corn, wheat, maize, corn, etc. Okay, so fibrous root system is the root originated from the base of the stems are called fibrous root system. Most of the monocotyledon plants may have fibrous root system. Example: wheat, maize, then corn, palm, everything. Okay, sorry, not palm, paddy. Then the last one is adventitious root system. So, adventitious root system means the roots which originated from the part of the plant other than radicle. Okay, so other than radicle, the roots are originated from some other parts of the plant that are called adventitious root. Okay, so what are adventitious root? Originated from parts of the plant other than radicle. So, originated from parts of the plant. Parts of the plant other than radicle. Okay, other than radicle. Adventitious root system can be seen in both monocots as well as dicot plants. Okay, both monocot as well as dicot plants shows adventitious root system. Both dicot and monocot. Okay, some species of dicot and monocot may show adventitious root system. Okay, example: banyan tree, maize, rhizophora. Banyan tree, rhizophora. Okay, banyan tree, rhizophora. Then so many other maize. Okay, banyan tree, rhizophora and maize. So these are the examples for rhizophora and maize. Okay, maize. So these are the examples comes under adventitious root system. So what is adventitious root system? It is the origination of the root from the parts of the plant other than radicle. Both monocot as well as dicot shows adventitious root system. Okay, example, banyan tree, rhizophora, maize. So these are the three types of root system: taproot system, fibrous root system, and finally adventitious root system. Now we just study about the regions of root. Regions of root. Okay, just discuss about the regions of root. Regions of root. So, if you draw a root like this, so this is the structure of a root. Okay, so we will discuss about the different regions of the root. Okay, almost like this. Okay, so almost like this. Okay. This region is called root cap. This is called root cap. Okay, this portion is called root cap, and this region is called region of meristematic activity. Meristematic activity. Region of meristematic activities. Okay, then this region is called region of elongation. Region of elongation. And this region is called region of maturation. Region of maturation. Region of maturation. Finally, these are called root hairs. Root hairs. Okay, so this is the structure of or regions of root. Okay, we will discuss each region separately. So root cap. First one, what is root cap? Root cap, it is the root is covered at the apex by tumble-like structure. Okay, so root cap is the tumble-like structure which protect the apical part of the root. So what is root cap? Root cap is the tumble-like structure present at the aerial part of the root. Tumble-like structure present at the aerial part of the root which protects the apical part. Okay, sorry, apical part of the root. So root is covered at the apex. Root is covered at the apex by the tumble-like structure. By the tumble-like structure which protect the tender apical part. That is the growing part. The growing part of the root is protected by the root cap. Then second one is region of meristematic activity. Region of meristematic activity. Okay, region of meristematic activity. So what happened in this region? Actually, the cell of this region, the cells which is present in the region of meristematic activity region, that cells have the ability to divide. Okay, the cells which is present in this region has the ability to divide. Okay, so it will divide frequently. It will divide frequently so that the root may grow. Okay, so the growing part of the root is controlled by the region of meristematic activity. Cells of this region have the capability or ability to divide. That is called region of meristematic activity. Then region of elongation. What is region of elongation? Region of elongation. Okay, in this region, the cells are elongated and enlarged. The cells which is present in this region will elongate and enlarge, so that the size of the root will be increased. Okay, the cells which is present in this region, that is the region of elongation, will enlarge and elongate, so that the size of the root will increase. Then finally, the region of maturation. A region of maturation. Region of maturation. Okay, what happened in this region? Region of maturation means the region has differentiated and matured cells. Okay, so this region, the cells which is present in the region of maturation will be differentiated and become mature. So here the cells have the ability to divide. So these cells will divide frequently. That divided cells may come to this region and it will enlarge and elongate, so that the size will increase. Finally, those cells will become mature. Those cells will become differentiated. Okay, differentiated means that cells may get some function. Okay, so that cells may differentiated and become mature cells. That is the region of maturation. Root hairs may produce in the region of maturation. Root hairs may produce in the region of maturation. So what are root hairs? Root hairs are thread-like thin structures. What are root hairs? Root hairs are delicate, fine, thread-like structures. Delicate, fine, thread-like structures are the what? Root hairs. Okay. So these are the major regions of the root. Root cap, region of meristematic activity, region of elongation, region of maturation, finally root hairs. Okay. Now come to the modifications of root. Modifications of root. Okay. So some roots are modified for some purpose. Some roots are modified for some purpose. Okay. That modification that we are moving to look. Root modification. What are root modification? So we studied what is root, then what are the type of root system. Now the regions of root system. Then now it is modification. Root modification. Sorry. Root modification. Okay. So mainly the roots are modified for support, storage of food and respiration. Mainly the root are modified for first one, support. Root are modified for support. Then food storage. Finally respiration. So the root are modified for support, food storage and respiration. First one, for support, the roots are of differently modified to provide support to the plants. To provide support to the plants or trees, several roots are modified and they are produced in the plants. Okay. Example, prop roots. Example, prop roots in banyan tree. Prop roots. Prop roots which is found in banyan tree. Banyan tree. If you see the huge banyan tree, you can see some hangings can be seen from the branches. Okay. Some hanging may come and which touches the base of the ground. That roots are called prop roots. Okay, actually they are not any aerial part, actually they are root. They are modified root. Then stilt roots in maize and sugarcane. Prop root, then stilt roots in maize and sugarcane. So in maize and sugarcane, if you see, the base of the stem may produce some root-like structures. They are called stilt root. It may provide support to the developing plants of maize and sugarcane. So these are the two type of roots. There are several roots for support. You just want to study only two roots. That is prop roots and stilt roots. Okay, for support. Prop roots is found in banyan tree. Stilt root is found in maize and sugarcane. Now, for respiration, pneumatophores in Rhizophora. For respiration, pneumatophores in Rhizophora. Rhizophora means mangrove plants. Mangrove. Okay, mangrove trees. So, respiration. So, pneumatophores means from the ground of the Rhizophora. Okay, the ground portion, if a place having a Rhizophora plant, the ground has so many what? Upgrowth roots. Okay, against the gravity, we can see so many root-like structures that are called pneumatophores. They help in the respiration of that particular Rhizophora plant. Then for food storage, okay, food storage, it is fusiform. Food storage, there are several. First one, fusiform. Fusiform in radish. Okay, fusiform shaped modification can be seen in radish. Then napiform shaped modification is seen in turnip. Napiform. Turnip. Okay, then third one is conical. Conical shaped modification can be seen in carrots. Finally, not finally, but for you, this is enough. Fasciculated. Fasciculated. Fasciculated type of modification of root is seen in asparagus. Asparagus. So these are the various modifications. These are the various modifications of root for support, food storage and respiration. For support, prop roots are there in banyan tree, and in maize and sugarcane, stilt roots are there. In case of food storage, fusiform shaped modification is done in radish, napiform shaped modification is done in turnip, conical shaped modification is done in carrot, and fasciculated shaped modification is done in asparagus. Then in respiration, pneumatophores are there in Rhizophora. Okay. So if you look the food storage, we can more specifically say that these four modifications, the fusiform, napiform, conical and fasciculated, we can say they are underground root modification. Underground root modification. Okay, underground root modification. Then, but in case of support and respiration, they are not underground root modification, they are aerial root modification. Okay, so for food storage, it is underground root modification. Okay, so these are about the modifications of root. Finally, we can look what is the functions of root. What are the functions of root? I know you are familiar with the functions, but even though we just discuss about the functions. The major functions, not we are moving in detail and everything. Only we are studying about morphology. So we just look on the periphery. So functions of root. Functions of root. The major function is absorption of water and minerals from soil. Absorption of water and minerals from the soil is the major function of root. Absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Then the second one is providing a proper anchorage to the plant parts. So it provides anchorage. Provide anchorage to the plant parts. That is the prop root, stilt root. Okay. Provide anchorage to the plant parts. Then storing reserve food materials. Okay, so storage of reserve food material. That is the underground root modification. Napiform, fusiform, conical and fasciculated. Okay, storage of reserve food. Reserve food. Storage of reserve food in the form of turnip. Okay, in the form of napiform, fusiform, conical and fasciculated in asparagus. And then finally, synthesis of plant growth regulators. Synthesis of plant growth regulator. Plant growth regulators. So these are the major functions of root. Absorption of water and minerals, provide anchorage, storage of reserve food, finally synthesis of plant growth regulators. Okay, so these are the major functions of root. I think we can wind up. Okay, so stem we will discuss on next class. So these are about root. What is morphology? Then what is root? What are the different types of root system? Then what are the regions of root? Modifications of root system, underground modification as well as aerial modification. Finally, functions of root. So these are about root. So we finished our first external structure. The second external structure is stem. That is very simple. Only a few minutes or 10 minutes class is enough for stem modification. Whether we want to take or okay, we want to take, we just take. Okay, actually why? Because it is only a few para. Okay, or 10 more minutes is enough. We will take stem also. So these are about root. Next one is stem. The next external structure is stem. Okay, next external structure is stem. Stem is the next external structure. So what is stem? Stem is the aerial part of the plant. Stem is the aerial part of the plant. Root is the underground part of the plant. Stem is the aerial part of the plant which is developed from the plumule of embryo. Which is developed from the plumule of embryo. Plumule of embryo. So stem means aerial part of the plant and which is developed from the plumule of embryo. Okay, then stem composed of or stem consists of nodes and internodes. Stem consists of nodes and internodes. Okay, so what are nodes? Nodes is the region of stem which bears leaves, stem, flowers, etc. buds and everything. Okay, so the region of stem where leaves are present. The region of stem where leaves are present are called nodes, and internode is the portion between two nodes. Inter means in between. So node is the region where leaves are born are called nodes. Internode is the in between the region which is present in between two nodes. Okay. Now come to the modification of stem. There is not any various different types or something, not like that. Only directly we are moving to the modification of stem. Actually, this chapter is very simple. You can easily identify by just reading the chapter itself. There is no need of any lecture. Only that last portion, that is the taxonomical description part only you require a class. Otherwise, all is very easy. So, modification. Just like root, stem also modified for food storage, support, protection, vegetative propagation and assimilation of food. So, what are they? Just like root, stem also modified for food storage, support. Modified for storage of food, then second one, support, storage of food, support, protection, storage of food, support, protection, then vegetative propagation, assimilation of food. Vegetative propagation, and finally assimilation of food. Assimilation of food. Okay. So these are the several stem modification. We will look some examples. For food storage, just like root, here also there are different structures are present for the storage of food in stem. First one is rhizome. Rhizome is present in ginger. Okay, so rhizome type modification is present for the storage of food in ginger. Then tuber type modification is present in potato. Then comb type modification is present in comb is present in colocasia. Okay, comb is present in colocasia, and finally bulb is present in onion. So these are the type of modification of what? Food storage of stem. Okay, the stem is modified in the form of rhizome in ginger, and in the form of tuber in potato, in the form of comb in colocasia, and in the form of bulb in onion. Okay, we will call our ginger. Actually, the actual modification name is ginger. Ginger we get from underground, but even though we are getting ginger from under the soil, that part is the stem part. Okay, and the potato, actually the potato is stem. It is modified, or the food is stored in the form of that tuber. So the stem is modified. Then you know what is colocasia? Colocasia means that amorphophallus, like that. Okay, so in that comb part which you obtain from the underground stem, it is called a stem modification. Then finally our onion. Actually our onion is stem. Okay, so these are the modification of stem for food storage. Then for support it is tendrils. The stem modified to form tendrils. The stem which is modified to form tendrils. Okay, so there are stem tendrils are there, then leaf tendrils are also there. Okay, so stem tendrils of watermelon, grape, cucumber are etc. So tendrils means grape, watermelon, cucumber, etc. So these are the examples of what? Tendrils. So tendrils, the stem are modified in the form of tendrils for support. Then protection. Axillary buds of stem of citrus. Okay, so axillary bud of stem of citrus and bougainvillea get modified into pointed thorns. So protection is thorn. Thorns in citrus and bougainvillea. So the axillary bud of citrus and bougainvillea is modified to form thorns so that they can protect themselves from other animals. Okay, so that is the protection part. Then vegetative propagation. Underground stem. Okay, underground stem is formed in vegetative propagation. Underground stem for propagation, that is multiplication. It is done in grass. Mainly it is done in grass, or some example is strawberry, mint and jasmine. Grass, strawberry, mint. Grass, strawberry, mint and jasmine. Okay, so these are the examples for the vegetative propagation. Then finally, for the assimilation of food, flattened stem of opentia contain chlorophyll and it can perform photosynthesis. Okay, if you know the structure of opentia, you may be familiar. Flattened stem in opentia. So flattened stem of opentia bear chlorophyll. The flattened stem of opentia may bear what? Chlorophyll. So it can easily perform photosynthesis, so it can prepare their own food. So these are the stem modification. That's all about stem. Okay, stem is very easy. That's why I take both root and stem at the same day. So first we discuss about what is stem, then we come to the modification. Storage of food, then support, protection, vegetative propagation and finally assimilation of food. Okay, so if you look the function of stem, what is the function? The main function is spreading out branches which bear leaves, flowers, fruits and everything. First one is spreading of branches for, okay, so to spread the branches, it is a first function. Second one is it want to conduct the water, minerals and other photosynthesis from the site of preparation to from the site of assimilation. So that is the major function, conduction as well as spreading of branches. So these are about stem. So we completed our first external structure, root, second external structure, stem. In next day we can discuss the third external structure, that is leaf. Okay.